Hello class, Mr. Stone here. The lesson for today is on independent and dependent variables when you see them in word problems, okay? So we're going to go through a bunch, okay, and we'll explain it and we're going to figure this out, okay? So the way this works, independent variables, they're the causes or what determines what happens, and they happen first, okay? Dependent depends on or relies on them. Okay, so when you plot a point on a graph, okay, here it is right down here. Okay, when you plot a point, the independent variable always comes first. It's the x. It's on the x-axis. Okay, just like you plot points. Okay, 3, 2. The x is 3. Okay, this is the x, and that's the y. So when you see it like that, that's how you plot it. So right away, you're going to know that the first one is the x, and that's the independent, okay? So the independent is on x, and dependent is on y. So that way, when you see it on the graph, you're going to know which one it is, okay? So, hey, let's go through a few of these word problems, and we'll pull this out, okay? Now, as you see, I wrote it again. Independent variable always happens first, okay? So when you're reading the sentence, say, hey, what happened first? What happened second? Okay? And then kind of determine like that. Okay? Now, the price of popcorn at a theater and the number of bags sold. Okay? What did they determine first? They determined the price of the popcorn. Okay? So the price of the popcorn is independent. I. The number of bags sold is dependent. D. And that's it. Okay? So just always think, hey, what happened first? Okay? The rental charge and the number of days you keep the rented DVD. Okay? So how much money did they make? That's the rental charge, correct? So the number of days you keep the DVD is going to be the independent. Okay? That's what's going to make it up. So that's I. And the rental charge here is going to be D. And that's it. Okay, that was easy enough. Okay, now let's go on to the next one. The price of gasoline and the number of gallons sold. Okay, the price of gasoline right here, that's going to be independent. The higher the price, the less gallons you're going to sell. The lower the price, the more gallons you're probably going to sell. So the gallons sold is going to be dependent on the price. So that'd be D. Okay, amount of money earned in the number of bags popcorn sold. Okay, you got to sell the popcorn before you make any money. So the bags of popcorn sold would be the I. The money earned right down here would be the D. Correct? Okay. Now, wrote it again. The independent variable always happens first. Okay, the number of cars sold and the price of the car. Okay, the price of the car. Okay, the lower the price of the car, the more you're going to sell. So the price of the car would be independent. That's going to tell you how many cars you sell. So now we got the price of the car, number of cars sold. That's going to be dependent on how high you make them. You make them too high, they're not going to sell any. You make them too lower, you might sell more cars. Okay, so the number of cars sold is going to be dependent on the price. Okay. Now, the number of cars in a parking lot and the time of the day. Okay. Now, this is a little tricky. Okay, but now the time of the day, if say it was 4 a.m. in the morning, you're probably not going to have many cars in the parking lot. But if it was, say, 9 a.m., you get everybody going to work. So the time of the day is going to be independent, okay? Now, the number of cars is related to the time of the day, so that's dependent. And that's it. So, hey, we covered a bunch of these, okay? And like I said, on any test or quiz, always go back over and read them again, okay? And say, hey, is that the correct one? Did I do it right? Did I do it right? Never just turn in your paper and say, oh, yeah, I got all these right, okay? Always go back over and read these things again, because it never hurts. And what are you going to do? Just stand on the hallway, wait for the class to be over? So just use up all your time correctly, okay, and read them, and I'm sure you get a good grade. Hopefully this helped you. and you get a better grade. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel and show this to any students that are in school, because they're going to see this independent, dependent variable thing. And this might help them on the word problems, because they're going to be faced with these things. Okay? And that's it. Have a great day, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.